Intro, take 473. Cue music. Cue coins.
Yeah.
All right. Awesome. Now pick them up. I'm not rich. Hello, welcome to a quick video. Well, I don't know how quick it's going to be, but I'm going to try to make it quick. I've got two 1964 nickels here that I got. This one's got a little gunk on it. They are worn on the back. There's something going on with the mint marks. So I'm going to put these under the scope and we'll talk about that. That's what I got planned for the video. Okay, here is the first one I'm going to look at. Now, if you see here, the Denver mint mark here has some extra stuff all around it. Now, is that a Repunched mint mark? I'm going to go out on a limb here and say, no, I don't think so. This looks more like a machine doubling, or more likely is die deterioration doubling. And that happens when the die gets older, and the more it's used, the more the metal moves around, because you're basically stamping metal on metal, and it's going to deform the die in a way. And you can see all these lines here are some die flow lines, and the more I'm really zoomed in here. The more the die is used, the more these flow lines start to form. You can see them a lot more, and then the letters start to stretch out into this, what's considered die deterioration doubling. There's a few other words for it. It's basically just where the die's been worn and stretched, and you can see some here on the A and CIR through America, through all the letters in America. The E is really prominent. There's a little bit on the A. This is not doubling, and you can see this dime is worn. It is really worn, but yeah, that is definitely not a repunchment mark. Ooh, there's that gunk. So yeah, this is definitely not a repunchment mark, but it is really worn, really stretched out. The reverse die is a bit older and more worn than the obverse die. All right, here's the second nickel I wanted to look at. This one has a slightly different look to it. Do you see how this line here doesn't look quite so flat? And the more you zoom in, the more you're going to see the flow lines of the metal here. And you can see on this one, it's not nearly as pronounced as the other nickel was. You can see some flow lines up here. But again, these two are some worn nickels. If I were to get out a brand new nickel and take a look, it would definitely, you'd be able to see the differences in the surfaces. And I don't know if I have a brand new nickel here. I'll see if I can find one real quick. I'm not really seeing any other machine doubling or die deterioration doubling. So this is the one we're going to look at. I'm going to go check out on Variety Vista and on Wixler and see if there is a match for this and see what it looks like and just compare. Because there is more than just the one that is in the Cherry Picker's Guide. I think there's just one in the Cherry Picker's Guide. I could be wrong. But we'll find that out here in a second. Okay, I've got Variety Vista here. I'm going to go out to Jefferson nickels, double dies, RPMs, repunch, mint marks is what we're going to look at. Repunch mint marks, and then we're going to scroll down to a fine 1964 out of Denver. And there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them listed out here. This one here is the FS501. That's the one from the Cherry Picker's Guide. We'll just go in here real quick. And you can see, let me just zoom in here so it's a little bit bigger. You can see there's an extra serif there sticking out of the back side of the D, and then an extra line inside for the repunched bitmark error there. All right, scroll back a little bit. Let's go take a quick look. We can zoom in here. All right, so let's compare. This is what we got, and I'll shrink it down so we can get a nice little look at it. This is what we got. I'll cut a little bit. All right, so this is what we got. This is what we're looking for. So let's see. This one has two very pronounced doubling. This one is minor and out the front, and ours is more the back, more like this one. That's possibly it. Let's go take a quick look at the rest of them. This one is just very thick, so it was just punched to the east is what it says, so it just made it very thick. There's the cherry pickers one. This one's to the east. It almost looks like it might have been backwards. There. And then there's this one. This one is very minor. So let's take a look at this one real quick. So can you see how this one has two raised round straight sides of it? All right, see, this one doesn't quite look like it has rounded edges, but this one is damaged, so it could have been smushed down, and there's some gunk in there, so I can't really see inside, unfortunately. So there is those two round areas and possibly some more in here, but I can't see it in the photos, unfortunately. So I'm going to go with that does not look like it, because it looks like the repunch is on the inside and this one looks like it's on the outside. All right, let's go check out Wexler. All right, so Wexler, we're going to go to RPM listings. Then we need Jefferson RPMs. And then we got to go by group, 60 to 1989. All right, and I got to scroll down here until we get out of the, we're in 60, so I got to go to 64. So I'll scroll all the way down here. All right, so I've gotten down to the RPMs for 1964 out of Denver. This one has the extra little flag there. It looks like it was, again, might have been backwards, but they're saying to the east. Saying there's some marks here. All right, there's no real details here for this one. See this one, that looks very odd, but that does not look like the one we have. Let's zoom in, make this bigger. This one looks like the one that was out here on Variety Vista. So RPM number 6. And it says Konica RPM number 6. All right. So this one looks a little odd, but it's not listed anywhere else. Let's go down. This one's promising, because this one kind of looks like our one here, but there is a little extra in here, and this one is being worn. There's some gunk in there. So this is probably RPM number 3. I'm going to give a quick look at the others. RPM number 4. This one's really weak. I think it's right here is what we're seeing. And there's some die markers that tell us that the dies will have this on it. Here's one, number 5. There's a short die gouge there. It's not a very good picture of it, but let's see. There's no die gouge, so it does not match the die. Number 6, this one's a little to the east. This one looks like it could actually, it says there's no cross references, but that might be this one here, RPM number 2. Yeah, that looks like RPM number 2 to me, out on Friday Vista. And this is the last one, RPM number 7. It says it's very similar to number 4, but this one is set higher and further to the right. So you can see the D is very thick because it was repunched twice, and there's some die markers there. And then we get to the 1968 repunchment mark. So let's go back up to number 3. So this looks like a potential match. Let's pull up that. There we go. Let's look at the die markers to verify. A short die scratch runs the right of the word L in Liberty on the obverse. Reverse die scratch runs arch in the arch to the right of Monticello. Numerous other die scratches found throughout the reverse. Southwest, northeast, and the right arch into the right of Monticello. All right, so let's figure out the arch. This one is really worn, so I can't match those up. And if there's any die scratches, it looks like they might have been worn away. So it said there was a die scratch in Liberty, but this one is worn. Short die scratch runs northwest, southeast to the right of the lower L in Liberty. So I think this is right here. This looks like what he's talking about. And you see all these scratches. My dime's really worn down, so you can't really see those scratches. And again, I'm really zoomed in here. So let's look at the L here. Let's twist it around so we get some light on it. Sorry, I'm zoomed in really far. I'm barely moving it, but it's jumping all over the screen. All right, so I'm not seeing a little die scratch there. But again, this one is a worn and chunky, got some gunk on it. So, I don't know. What do you think? Does this match up or not? Oh, let me get it back over here. Close, I do not know. Being that this nickel is worn, it's one of those that I may never find out whether it is or not. So yeah, let me know what you think. If this matches up or not. Let me slide it over so we can get a good view of it. Yeah, so let me know down in the corner if this matches up or not. Let me know if this was helpful in any way. I do appreciate you watching. This is figured I would share this process that I go through and get some feedback and opinions on these two dimes. So the first one I have is die deterioration doubling, and this one is possible but too worn to tell for sure. Again, that could just be a machine doubling, but it is very, very hard to tell because of how worn it is. All right, well, I do hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for watching. Have a good day.